The dormitory was silent, save for the occasional creak of the old building as the wind pushed against its wooden frame. Jide lay awake, staring at the faint moonlight spilling across the ceiling. He couldn't stop thinking about what he had seen in the abandoned building, those strange symbols, the flickering candlelight, and the senior boy who chanted in a language he didn't understand. Every detail felt wrong, like a nightmare he couldn't wake from. A sudden noise pulled him from his thoughts. Footsteps, soft, deliberate, and close. Jide sat up, his heart pounding. He glanced at his younger siblings, Ada and Daniel, who were fast asleep. Then, he heard it again, a faint shuffling sound coming from the hallway. Jide slipped out of bed, careful not to make a sound. He tiptoed across the room and opened the door just enough to peer outside. A faint glow flickered at the far end of the corridor. Someone was out there. Jide followed the glow through the hallways, his bare feet silent against the cold stone floor. As he got closer, he saw the source of the light, a lantern held by a senior boy. The boy was walking with purpose, his head down, his expression unreadable. A second boy joined him, and together they slipped out of the side door. Curiosity burned inside Jide. He hesitated for a moment, but his instincts urged him to follow. He waited until the hallway was empty, then moved quickly toward the door. The cool night air hit his face as he stepped outside, and he saw the two boys heading toward the abandoned building at the edge of the school grounds. The structure was barely standing, its roof sagging and its windows shattered. Jide hid behind a tree as the boys entered through a side door. A faint orange glow appeared in one of the windows. Jide's hands clenched into fists. He had to know what was happening inside. The wooden door creaked as Jide pressed it open just enough to see inside. His breath caught. A group of students sat in a circle on the dusty floor, their faces lit by the flickering flames of several candles. Symbols were drawn in chalk around them, intricate patterns that seemed to pose with a life of their own. At the center of the circle stood a senior boy, his hands clutching a leather-bound book. His voice was low and rhythmic, chanting words Jide couldn't understand. Jide's stomach churned as he noticed something else, a teacher standing among them. Her eyes were closed, her face serene, as if she were part of whatever ritual was taking place. The sight sent a jolt of fear through him. The people who were supposed to protect them were part of this darkness. Jide's foot slipped, and a small rock rolled under his weight, clattering against the floor. The chanting stopped. The group turned toward the door. Jide froze, his heart pounding in his ears. He held his breath, willing himself to be invisible. After a tense moment, the leader resumed his chant, and the others returned to their positions. Jide took the opportunity to slip away, his legs trembling as he ran back to the dormitory. The siblings huddled together on one bed as Jide recounted what he had seen. Ada's eyes filled with fear, while Daniel clenched his fist, his expression hard. Even the teachers. Ada whispered. "What are we supposed to do?" Jide's voice was firm despite his fear. "We stay together. We don't let them separate us. And we pray. If they're working with something dark, then we'll fight it with the light." His siblings nodded, their faces pale but resolute. They didn't have all the answers, but they knew one thing: they couldn't let fear control them. The next day, the siblings began noticing the subtle signs of the school's darkness everywhere. Some students seemed lifeless, their eyes dull and their movements robotic. Others were unnervingly cheerful, their laughter forced and hollow. During lunch, a senior girl approached Ada with a wide smile. "You should sit with us," the girl said, her tone sugary sweet. "It will be fun." Ada hesitated, glancing at Jide. Before she could respond, Jide stepped in. "She's fine where she is," he said, his voice steady but firm. The girl's smile faltered, and her eyes narrowed ever so slightly before she walked away. "Thank you," Ada whispered, her hands trembling slightly. "Stay close," Jide replied. "We can't trust anyone here." That night, as they prepared for bed, Jide overheard a conversation between two senior boys near the chapel. Their voices were low, but the tension in their words was clear. "Are the new ones ready?" one asked. "Not yet," the other replied. "But they will be. They always are." Jide's stomach turned. He didn't know what they meant, but he knew it wasn't good. The whispers in the dormitory grew louder, and the shadows in the hallway seemed to stretch longer. St. Augustine's wasn't just a school, it was a place where darkness thrived in plain sight. The siblings clung to each other, their bond the only thing keeping them grounded. But the time for hiding was ending. Whatever was happening in the shadows, they would have to face it together.